Welcome to our channel, your ultimate source for chilling true crime stories. If you're fascinated by the darkest minds in history, then you're in the right place. Today, we uncover the horrifying story of a man who didn't stalk his victims in dark alleys. He didn't wear a mask or lurk in the shadows. No, he was something far more terrifying. A doctor, a man people trusted with their lives. But behind the white coat and kind smile was a cold-blooded killer. His name? Harold Shipman, also known as Dr. Death. Shipman is one of the deadliest serial killers in modern history. His method? A lethal dose of morphine. His victims? Mostly elderly women, people who believed he was there to help them. For over 2 decades, he killed hundreds before anyone suspected a thing. He wasn't just a doctor, he was a predator, hiding in plain sight, using his position not to heal, but to kill. He didn't need a gun, a knife, or a disguise. All he needed was trust. This is his story. Harold Shipman was born in 1946 in Nottingham, England. His childhood seemed ordinary, until tragedy struck. His mother, whom he adored, was diagnosed with terminal cancer. As her condition worsened, doctors gave her morphine to ease her pain. Young Harold watched as she drifted into death, silent, peaceful. But was this a moment of grief? Or did he learn something that day? Something dark? The idea that a doctor had the power to decide between life and death. Losing his mother left a deep scar, but instead of turning to grief, it seemed Shipman turned to control. As he grew older, he followed in the footsteps of those who had treated his mother, not out of gratitude, but out of fascination. He studied medicine, becoming a respected doctor. No one knew the dark thoughts lurking beneath the surface. No one knew that the quiet, ambitious young man would one day become one of the most prolific killers the world had ever seen. As a general practitioner, Shipman had the perfect cover. He was trusted. He had access to controlled substances, and most importantly, no one questioned him. He worked alone, had a respectable practice, and was considered an outstanding physician. But behind closed doors, his patients were dying at an alarming rate. His method was chillingly simple. He injected his victims with a lethal dose of morphine, then altered their medical records to cover it up. No violent struggle, no blood. No suspicion. When people died in his care, it seemed natural. After all, they were elderly, sick. Who would suspect a doctor? For years, no one noticed the pattern. No one suspected that the man saving lives was also taking them. But the numbers didn't lie. The bodies kept piling up. Not 10, not 50, but an estimated 250 people. That's right. 250 innocent lives taken by the hands of a man sworn to protect them. It was the largest killing spree by a single person in recorded history. So how did he finally get caught? In 1998, Harold Shipman made a fatal mistake. His final victim, 81-year-old Kathleen Grundy, was found dead in her home. At first, her death seemed unremarkable, just another elderly woman passing away. But then, something strange happened. Her daughter, a lawyer, discovered a new will, a document that left everything, her entire estate, to Harold Shipman. That was all it took. Suspicious, she demanded an autopsy. And the results? A lethal dose of morphine, just like all the others. Investigators dug deeper, and what they found was horrifying. They exhumed several bodies, all patients of Shipman. And in almost every case, the cause of death was the same: morphine poisoning. The trusted doctor had been murdering his patients for decades. But why? Was it greed, power, a twisted desire to play God? The truth may never be fully understood. In 2000, Harold Shipman was convicted of 15 counts of murder and sentenced to life in prison. But even behind bars, he never admitted to his crimes. He remained silent, unapologetic, cold. The world wanted answers, but Shipman refused to give them. Then in 2004, on the eve of his 58th birthday, he took his final victim, himself. He hanged himself in his prison cell. Some say it was an escape from justice. Others believe he couldn't handle losing control. Perhaps for the first time in his life, he wasn't the one deciding who lived or died, and that was something he couldn't accept. One thing is certain, his crimes changed the medical world forever. His case led to stricter regulations on doctors, new laws to prevent abuse, and a deep distrust of the very people sworn to protect us. Because sometimes, the most dangerous killers aren't hiding in the shadows. They're wearing white coats. Was Harold Shipman a criminal mastermind? A man who exploited his position for personal gain? Or was he something even darker? A killer who simply enjoyed playing God? Let us know in the comments. If you found this story chilling, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more true crime stories.